Well, a very, very warm and friendly good evening to you from Trucking TV. I'm Chris, and we're online tonight, live on the, good Lord, on the 12th of December 2018. And young Tim out there, good evening, sir, to you. Here we go then with another one of our little programs. I've just got to press a button that I forgot to press earlier, but that's because of my great age and all that shit. Okay, so there we go. What are we doing tonight? Well, we've got 2 or 3 things to talk about. The first thing to talk about, let's just queue up some stuff for you and see what you make of it. The first thing to mention is a couple of relatively, I don't know what that's about. Oh, I see. Sorry, Darren, I can't read emojis. They're a long way away. Okay. First thing tonight. Interesting one, really, this one, because this is the Junction 26 truck stop on the M25. I don't know if you've been there. I went there, bloody hell, I suppose it's 2 or 3 years ago, a couple of years ago anyway, with, I think, Paul Godby, when he was running Goatee Transport, and we went in there and had quite a nice breakfast, actually, as it happens, but I hear, you know, they've had their problems since. And this was at Junction 26 this morning. The chap said he was very lucky to have nothing taken. The general kind of comment that people have made on it is that this happens there a bit, so it's a bit unpleasant for drivers who are there on the day when someone decides to have a go at their loads. It's really quite tough. Okay, so that's oh, I see, that was an interesting one. Let me put you into that one again. So this was Junction 26, and this is the guy who woke up to find his back doors open. That's really nasty, isn't it? I really don't like that at all. I would hate it because people have been fiddling about around there, haven't they? Okay, let's get back to, sorry about that, me, and we'll go on and find the next little item that looks like fun. This is up in wonderful Wetherby, and this was this morning, a sneaky peek, and I think there was another sneaky peek as well, but let's just see if I can find that one. There were a couple of sneaky peeks on this, and there we go, and as you can see, they didn't do anything in this instance, but there were 2 of those, and I gather that there were other instances of cuts at Wetherby, but we don't know about any specific thefts happening at Wetherby, so that's in inverted commas relatively good news. It's difficult, isn't it? Okay, let's go on to the next bit. What have we got? Have a little mental evening this evening because I've been up and working since about 6 o'clock, so I'm knackered, and that's official. Okay, this is one that I have to say has, I think, got everybody in the transport trade. And this one, this was a trailer stolen on Saturday night from a yard in Eccleshaw Road in Stone. Apparently the trailer was stolen at some time between 9:30 p.m. and 11:20 p.m. on Saturday the 8th of December. 3 people were involved. Now, we don't really know much about this other than to say that they think that they've got a car having a sneaky look round on the Friday night, so they might be able to track that down one way or another. But let me be honest and say that this is a nasty crime, especially because it's a relatively small but very busy company, I think. And having one of your trailers, Nick, really does present a pain in the butt, doesn't it? Because you probably have to hire in another trailer to cover your loads. And in reality, of course, it upsets your client because they've had a load of stuff nicked. But it's a really nasty one, that. So they took the whole trailer. And I imagine when you look at crimes like this, you imagine that this was probably stolen to order. So there's no real what benefit. Well, it benefits a lot of people, I guess you would say. But in fact, it's a nasty crime, and I really have to say that I don't like this kind. Well, I don't like to see this kind of crime at all. because it shows so much, if you like, predetermination. The guys who did this are genuine crooks, and they're out in a fairly big way, aren't they, to really do their crooked business. I really don't like that too much. Okay. Now, I have another little piece to quote to you, and this piece, I think, let's just see how I can get this. Hang on a mo, bear with me. The technology does very well, but of course it's me operating it, and that's where the truth comes in. Okay, this is an email I got from a gentleman called Ollie. It came through this morning, or it came through yesterday late, rather, after the show, so I'm had to include it tonight. Ollie spent Monday night at Hartshead Moor Services on the M62, and he said he padlocked the back doors and had a security tag on as well, due to being loaded with expensive food, fats and oils. He said the vehicle was really heavily loaded and the box on its own was heavy. And he said when he walked around to do his morning walk round, the rear door was open. They'd cut the lock off and taken the tag off and had a look inside, but it was nothing that they wanted, so bluntly they just left it, and there you go. It was a fridge trailer, so it's quite unusual, really, I think, to be honest with you. I don't know how many fridges are attacked in this way. He eventually notified the police and also notified the company. I asked him if he got a picture of the lock just to show how it had been cut, but he didn't, so such is life. But as he said, he's letting us know, really, so that we can pass it on to you guys, so that Hartshead Moor, well, there's another place that people are looking. And it's interesting as well, this is not a slit curtain, this is not open doors, this is a fridge box that's actually been opened up. So there you go. I think that's quite revealing, and the number of crimes that go on around the countryside, we'll get onto that in a minute, because the other thing I've got to show you tonight is something that we get, well, it comes out regularly, and this is an interesting one from my point of view, because it's one that gives us a bit more of an overview of the level of crime that's going on in the UK. And here you go. This is from someone called BSI Screen, and they do screening on all of the crimes that go on in the UK. And this is part of their report for Q3, so that's July, August and September 2018, where they've analysed the crimes and where the crimes have happened, and where the hotspots are. So there you go, you can see exactly what's happening. You've got the quite pale colours, you've got the richer, darker yellows going to oranges and going to reds, where you can see exactly where the crimes are happening. And it's interesting because where we're looking at where the crimes are happening, there were 630 odd crimes, I think 638 crimes against trucks, i.e. cargo thefts, in those 3 months. And the value of the goods stolen from those trucks was a stunning £19.8 million. £19.8 million worth of gear was nicked, and the police don't turn up when there's been a theft from a trailer. Well, okay. I guess if it was out at the Chief Constable's house, it would probably get a good deal of attention. Cheers to you. But the reality is that £19.8 million worth of theft from trailers inside 3 months seems to me to be a huge amount. Apparently it's an average of 7 crimes against trailers or against trucks and trailers and loads every single day. That's ludicrous, isn't it? You can't believe it. I think, to be honest with you, one of the things that I say purely personally about this really is this, which is, if this were any other kind of crime, it would be a national scandal. And I think this kind of thing is a national scandal in reality. Sorry, I'm reading bits up here as well. Okay, so what are the guys saying? I think Paul Crook, park in well-lit areas. Yeah, you can't, mate, because they don't have lights in most areas, do they, where you park? The services are pretty dark. There's sometimes lights around the perimeter in some of them don't have. Good evening, Martin Carter. Mick Paul Green, we ain't safe nowhere. Well, I think you're bloody right, actually, Mick, to be honest with you. You get charged 25 or 30 quid and nowhere is safe. And that's what we're proving here all the time, aren't we? Good evening, Brendan, and Dave might as well say everywhere is a hot spot for crime. Well, I think you're right. And I think what we've got to do is tell the world and get people to understand just how much crime is going on, because that's the reality. £19.8 million worth of stuff stolen from trucks in the third quarter of 2018. That's a ludicrous amount of money, isn't it? I mean, I could probably have a good week's holiday on that. Here we go. So let's have a look. Actually, at one. I'm going to look at a couple of other things from this, and this is an interesting one for you. This is the top UK counties. Again, this is courtesy of BSI Screen. The top UK counties in which crimes happen, and these are the value of the crimes. They don't give the numbers, unfortunately, but there you go. So West Yorkshire, 4.75 million quid. Leicestershire, 2.25. Northamptonshire, about 2.25, and then just under 2 million quid's worth of stuff stolen from trucks in Kent. That's ludicrous. So these amounts of money are just massive, aren't they? I can't believe it. 19 million quid, and nobody gives a monkey's banana. So there you go. What are you saying currently? So, yep, no, that's very true. And that's true about diesel theft as well, Kevin. One of the things that we don't get a lot of detail on is diesel theft. We don't get any figures on that really at all. So I think one of the things that I would like to get you guys doing, do some work for me, hey. At the moment, we're getting drivers writing into us. I pick up some of the reports I get from Facebook pages. I pick up some of the reports I get from news content. And I pick up some of the reports I get from kind drivers like Ollie, who drop me a line. Here you go. What we need to do is to start getting more information about the things that don't even make the picture, do we? We don't get any reports very much from anybody about diesel theft. We sometimes get diesel theft reports from drivers, individual drivers, and that's great, but I'd like to get those piling in. Every single damn report, every single damn diesel theft, I would like to get fed into Trucking TV. I'll sit here and add them up, mate, don't worry. But if you can report every single crime, every single curtain cut, we need to know, because it would be good to know just how much money is being spent by haulage companies and owner drivers on getting curtains fixed. I don't know what the cost is. We were talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago. I was talking to a guy who said, well, every time I get a curtain slash, it costs me about 40 quid to get it fixed. And I guess there comes a point at which you have to say, well, bloody hell, we'll have to buy a new curtain because it becomes insecure. So let's get every single report we can reported somewhere. I don't care whether it's to me or Charlie Brown or anybody, as long as we can bolt them together and actually work out what's happening, because that's the other one. I think most curtain cuts don't get reported to the police because you can't charge them on the insurance, mostly because they're too small. There you go. I don't know where that one would go. If you want to, I'm delighted to hear from you with anything. 500 litres then from Monday evening on the A15 at Lincoln, sorry. 500 litres of fuel stolen from a truck. I have to say, I just sit here and go, my goodness, I can't believe it. What else have we got? This is going back to that report, and the comment that this is really an interesting one, because this is an official major body. This is part of the British Standards Institute, BSI. They've got something called Screen, which reports on crimes and thefts. And thieves are generally successful at stealing cargo in rest areas in the United Kingdom due to the insufficient quality of security at these locations, as well as the high concentration of cargo vehicles parked close together at these sites for overnight rest. Although rest areas are oftentimes more secure than other locations such as off-road laybys, it is important to note that using service areas does not guarantee that trucks are safe from cargo theft. Well, I think you can say that with bells on. That's ridiculous, isn't it? So what are we saying there? That's the kind of thing. Oops, I've just done something strange. I don't know what's happened there. We'll see what's happened. I don't know. Oh, right, okay. Oh, right, okay. We've got a little problem. I don't know what's happened there. And it's all good stuff, isn't it, this? Right. I do have a problem, and I don't know what it is. I'm sorry about this, boys and girls. We seem to have a little issue, but we'll try and do what we can with that. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, any more luck? No more luck. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do a little abandon on this right now, because I don't know. Ah, I see. No, I don't know what's happening. Interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you I've got a technical problem. I don't know what's happened to this at all. I touched something and something went wrong. Who knows? Okay, what I'm going to do is cut to the chase a bit. I'm sad to say. We'll go just down here and have a look and see what else we've got. Drivers can report incidents to NAVSIS. If incidents aren't reported, then we have nothing to present to the powers that be that a problem exists. Yes, every single curtain cut. If we want better facilities, yes, that's right. Sorry. I'm sorry about this, that something has gone seriously interesting. Who knows? I wonder. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to put up another page. Let's get rid of that and put that up. Okay, so yeah, who turned the lights out, Martin? That's what I want to know. I've got a camera working fine here. I've got interesting stuff going on. I don't know what's gone wrong, but I'll find out in a moment. But in the meantime, we do this stuff all the time, don't we? I see. So, okay, well, I think my camera feed has died, but I will come back to you, not tonight. I'll come back to you tomorrow night. And this is Chris from Trucking TV, wishing you a very relaxing and enjoyable evening while I sort out the mess that technology has made of my program. Okay. I love it.